Welcome back to an episode of Mr. P Does It. Today we're going to take a look at Autodesk Inventor, which is a 3D drawing program. We're going to be drawing a keychain in it, and then we're going to show you how to convert it into an STL file, or better known as a 3D printing file, so you can use it on your 3D printers. Autodesk is a nice program that you can convert 3D drawing files into 3D printing files. Alright, so what we're going to start with is open up the Autodesk Inventor program. This is the home screen, and you're going to start by clicking Start a 2D Sketch. That's going to transfer you into the different planes, and you're going to click XY plane. That's going to get you on the front of the view cube here, and you can choose what your keychain shape is. For this project, I'm going to use a square as an example, but I'm also going to show you how to draw a couple other shapes. And to draw a square, you're just going to click and start stretching your mouse down to a corner. And I like to keep my keychains around 2.5 inches. It's not so bulky then. It seems to be a pretty good size. So we're going to go 2.5 on the keyboard, click Tab, 2.5, and Enter. And that's going to get you a 2.5 by 2.5 square. You can also do rectangles by just changing those dimensions around a little bit. So you go like 2.5, Tab 2, and you could have more of a rectangular shape. You could also use the circle tool and click once and start stretching up. 2.5 to make a 2.5 circle. There's also other shapes here under the rectangle tool, like a slot rectangle. So you can just stretch something like this, and you can do kind of more of like a rounded sides there. So there's a lot of different shapes, and then you can always dimension after. So this dimension tool is really important. Using the dimension tool to size things, just click and click again, and then you can change your sizes. So when you're using a 3D printer, you want to know what your sizes are so that it fits onto your beds, and if you're drawing anything for a certain object, the measurements are really key. So anyways, we're going to move on to our key ring hole. So I would suggest just buying a keychain, a ring in Amazon, and they're all pretty typical, but what I found is taking the circle tool and kind of going up in one corner and typing 0.15. So the dimension on that circle is 0.15, and it fits those standard key rings really well. We also don't want it too far into the key chain or too close. If you get it too close, it could possibly break if there's a twisting action on your key chain. So we're going to use the dimension tool again, and we're going to click the middle of the circle to the edge, and then we're going to click up here, and basically what you're saying is I want you to be X amount of inches off the side. I found that 0.3 seems to be a pretty good number for that. So click on the middle, click on the top as well. We want to be 0.3 off of any edge, and that gives you a good amount of plastic support for your keychain. Alright, so we got the shape, we got the circle, and now what we're going to do is click Finish Sketch, and you're in 3D World now, and we're going to go ahead and click the Extrude button. Click the Extrude button, and the thickness that I found works pretty well with keychains is 0.2, and that extrudes it or makes it 3D 0.2 inches. So you're going to go and click Enter, and now that is our keychain. Just a standard square, and now we need some text on it. Right click on the surface you want to draw on and click New Sketch. It's going to turn you back into 2D land, and you're going to click the text tool. And I like to stretch a box over the keychain, and I like to start typing what I want. So Mr. P does it with an exclamation point. Alright, so then we could just click OK here, but typically you're going to find that your text is pretty small. And to go back and edit it, you're stuck on the text tool right now. If you click on anything, it's going to bring up a new text box. Just click Escape again, and when you can see the green highlighted letters, that means you can double click on that at that point, and you need to highlight your text, and you can change the font, you can change the size. I know Cooper Black is a pretty good text that's nice and bold, and I know that it extrudes. Some texts don't actually extrude, so I know that Cooper Black does. And we just kind of explore the different sizes here for the text. I'm going to go 0.3 and click Enter. So that's pretty good. I'm going to double click on that, and I'm gonna go, let's just try 0.5. All right, so you can stretch out the boxes and try to fit your text onto your keychain however you'd like. This seems to be pretty good. You know, it really maximizes the space. You want your text as big as possible, and we're gonna go and click Finish Sketch when we're happy with that text. And now we're back in the 3D land, so we're gonna go click Extrude, and you can extrude your letters outward. If you like it outward, I always suggest 0.1 for that. It comes off the keychain well. It's really bold. You can really see it. If you want it to go in, you're going to flip the extrusion backwards, and then you're also going to use this little cut button down here. So if you want it to go in and be hollow, that is up to you. So just make sure you click this cut button and then click OK. And there is a keychain with letters that are extruded inwards, 0.1. I always like to finish it off with a fillet. Filleting is a way to round out your corners. So when you're grabbing your keychain, it feels nice and smooth on the corners. And 0.05 seems to work pretty good for that. So 0.05, and we're just going around and we're clicking on all the edges. And I even like to do the circle so that the key ring just slides right in there and works really nice. So we're going to go around and click on all of our corners and edges, and then click OK. So this is our keychain. You can use the view cube and really navigate and see what you did. See if everything's looking how you want it to look. There's the back. And at this point, it is a finished product, but if you want to get it a little more flashy, you could go New Sketch on the surface again. And if you are good at free drawing with the line tool or the spline tool, you could do additional designs on here. So if you wanted to freehand draw something like a heart or more text, it's really up to you if you wanted to bring this up to the next level, but I'm just going to kind of whip this heart together real quick. It's not going to be perfect, but there we go. It's not bad actually. So we're going to click Finish Sketch, and then we can take that heart and we can come out with it 0.1 or 0.05, however much you want, and then click Enter. And at this point in time, this is a finished keychain that would 3D print really nice. And to convert 3D printing files, you just go to File, over on the Print button, Send to 3D Printing Services, and then just you can go to Options, and if your 3D printer reads in different units, I just keep mine as millimeters. Click OK, and then you can save this as Keychain 3D print 1 or 2 or 12, whatever, it doesn't matter what you save it as. I just like to put the word 3D print next to it so I know that that is my 3D printing file, and it's an STL file, so that's what 3D printers read. Then we're going to click Save, and then if you ever want to go back and edit this, don't forget to save this document too, File, Save As, and save this as keychain, like a drawing file, so that you know that that is your keychain, maybe like I did 12 on the last one. Keychain drawing file 12, so we know that that's the drawing file, we know what the 3D printing file is, and then just go ahead and click Enter. So that's how you make a keychain and convert it into an STL file. You can play around with the different sizes and stuff like that, but in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good day.